Welcome, Internet Gamblers, to my somewhat debut edition of my concept called Weekly Gamble, hosted by me, the Wrestling Shuffler. Now, in this concept called Weekly Gamble, I will pick out of 3 topics one to address. And the 3 topics I have for you are as follows. The first topic, I could either discuss what's wrong in our movies. The second topic is regarded to wrestling fans focus so much on performers than story. And the third topic available is the definition of a sellout. Now, I know these are 3 very interesting, at least for me, topics to discuss. But since I am the Wrestling Shuffler, I like to have fun and shuffle up this bit and focus all my attention on just one topic. So, how will I pick? How will I address? Very simple. If you watched my WWE response to OTRS Central Sales Daddy's 12 questions thing, you already know how this is gonna be played. If you're watching this for the first time, let me explain. I will gotta put these under the cup, under this small cup right here. God damn it. Okay, that's done for one. This. I could usually use jump cuts, but I don't care for it. Okay, that's one of them. And this one is gonna be... Oh, by the way, this friend right here with the sign is Andy. Andy, meet the internet. YouTube and internet, meet Andy. Okay, we have the 3 cups. Now it's time to shuffle it up, pick one, and address it. Okay, this is a fun part for me. It's unpredictable to the very ending. Which topic I'm going to address? Which topic will address? You'll never guess. Neither will I, but what topic I'm going to address? You'll never guess. Which topic? And 3, 2, 1, and it's going to be this one. Now, let's see the topic I address. Wrestling fans focus so much on performers than story. Now, what I mean by that is mostly, especially internet fans, tend to focus a lot more on the performers themselves instead of the logic of the character or the brilliance or the lackness of content in a story. For example, regarding the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose feud, most discussion I heard on the internet was how much more fitting would Dean Ambrose be as a heel instead of Seth Rollins, due to because Dean Ambrose was the one with killer mic promos and all that stuff, thus making him a much better heel than Seth Rollins. But what many of you are missing the logic is like I said, I don't want to draw out this much, was, first of all, if you've seen The Shield, you would know that Seth Rollins' character was the sort of keep things cool, while Dean Ambrose was the impulsive one. Now, Dean Ambrose's character right now is being perfectly presented as a babyface, and Seth Rollins being the perfectly evil, because for those of you that are fan of Jon Moxley stuff, you would notice that most promos Jon Moxley did was more similar to Raven's in a sympathetic side than in presenting as being a guy that you say, yeah, he's really a jerk, I don't like him, he's pompous and arrogant and all of that. Dean Ambrose is just being presented, accidentally or not, the way it should be, as the street dog kind of guy, that has nothing to lose and has been portrayed as nothing, uh, nothing uh, that much of worth for him instead of wrestling, thus making him a great babyface in my opinion. Now, Seth Rollins' case, Seth Rollins is being perfectly presented as a heel because Seth Rollins is believable. Seth Rollins reminds me of the nerdy guy every guy has as a friend that eventually sometimes you want to punch the holy hell out of this guy. Seth Dean Ambrose reminds me, although I know it's not dumb, it's like an editing in a way. Double D is sometimes the character with the sock. Can be smart, but he's too nerdy. You want to just punch him up. Ed is the more impulsive, the more instinct kind of guy, but he does all sorts of damage. But you love him because he's that type of chill out, cool friend, the crazy friend. They don't know he's crazy, but he's fiercely loyal to you. So, in that aspect alone, I sympathize a lot more with Seth Rollins' character than Dean Ambrose. But many people don't focus on that. Many people focused on Seth Rollins as the performer instead Seth Rollins the character. Dean Ambrose instead of the performer, instead of the character, they focus on the performer, on what each can do instead of who they are and what the story is being told. Now, regardless the fact the Shield, when they debuted, many people said, "Oh, it's gonna be great. This was a great way." Although I agree, it was great, it was cool, but people focused automatically on who they are as performers instead of the story, which the story is good, but many people also already assumed it was great. Paige, for example, I can't help but notice that many Paige fans started like Paige just because they knew from NXT or they knew her story of the British wrestling. Now, for my money, Paige is right now very overrated. Not very overrated because of her as a performer, but the way the fans already liked Paige, not for she's done in recent time, but what Paige did in the past. But logically, her stories have been freaking stupid, and the stories associated with her were freaking stupid and not much of great content. Because I don't believe Paige should have won the Divas title against AJ Lee, because Paige didn't do anything in WWE Raw, especially against the longest reigning Divas champion AJ Lee, that for better or worse defeated professional divas on Raw or on WWE main television. Now, logically, when you see a rookie, a rookie on WWE Raw television defeats the greatest instantly, that takes a little bit of credibility. And that takes a little bit of the interest of Paige's character, because after I already seen the Paige being the world champion, getting a title, what more does she have to offer? And quite honestly, her story has been stupid from beginning to end. She was booked as being the girl that was a fluke, and everyone hated her for it. But after she won the Divas Championship, the backstage segment showed anything but what is presented. Many of the divas hugged her, she cried, gave her support, acknowledgement, and all of that. But yet I was supposed to believe that on WWE television she had heat in the locker room. That's stupid. And what's ironic is most of the divas that hugged her were the divas that she faced. So how was I supposed to believe that Paige, anything associated to Paige right now and since she debuted was good? It's not. Although the performer is good, I have to say that, but Paige the character is boring as hell, and the story she's put on is dull and stupid, but most people don't address that. They only focus on the performer instead of the characters are, the logic of the characters, and how the story is being presented. That's why I believe wrestling fans focus too much on performers than storyline. They automatically like the person, not knowing if they're going to succeed or not. Now, for all that's worth, and the last topic I like to present, or the last part of it, is Bray Wyatt. When Bray Wyatt was Husky Harris, many people, or some people didn't like, but when he was Bray Wyatt and was a debut, many people started to chant, Husky Harris, Husky Harris. That's stupid. You're not being smart, you're just blatantly freaking arrogant and being stupid because you focus too much on what the performer can do instead of what he's done with the opportunities he's given. It's been good or not, regardless. In a movie, when you see a guy, a perfectly good actor, do a poorly character, you automatically assume he sucked in that movie because he didn't do a good character. But you say he's a good actor. That's sort of the case. People focus too much on, for my opinion, on the performers themselves. Instead, if they are doing good stuff with the material they are presented or with the character they're supposed to play. Right now, this has been long true. This is all I have to say for the moment. And regarding this topic, I hope you liked it. If you want to see, I want to see your opinions or your cards in the comments. Address them, say what you want, make a video response, shuffle up, make this channel shuffle in a row, people. Now, this has been the Wrestling Shuffler, and this has been my personal and lovable, although annoying assistant Andy. This has been my weekly gamble for this week. And all I got to say is, see you next card game!